move might make your head blow off.
Hey, yo, it's a talk show host, Kana Lassiter. Join me for an episode of Relations, the most lit hour of adult conversation.
Hold up, you know you can't forget about me. It's 51 Spade, Alpha Male G-O-D, one half of Relations. You wanna hear the truth? Can you handle the truth? It's where it's at, baby. It's where it's at, baby.
What's good? Welcome to another episode of Relations, the most lit hour of adult conversation. My name is Kana Lassiter.
It's your boy, 51 Spade, Alpha Male G-O-D, the ninja you love to hate.
Two exciting topics tonight. The first one being the double standards in relationships. Second topic is taking back an ex. Let's get started. Let's talk about some of the double standards in relationships. Now, what are the most popular or most common double standards that you've heard of in a relationship? Pick one or two to start with.
In a relationship?
Yeah, what are some of the double standards?
Double standard in a relationship. I don't know. I might need help. Because I'm saying in a relationship, because I can name double standards like...
You don't have to be in a relationship. What are some of the most common double standards you hear women and men complaining about? How about that? That's probably a little bit better.
Cheating.
Okay, double standards and cheating.
Off rip is cheating. Every time I hear like when a guy cheat, it's considered that he's king and he's a pimp and he man of the year. But when a woman cheat, we don't get took back and we hoes. And I'm not saying it's fair, but
okay. So you always do that. You're always like, oh, this shit ain't fair. But
yeah, shit ain't fair.
Once you start to break it down, but you say it kind of like you could let it brush off your back, like, oh, shit ain't fair. Mm-hmm. I don't see you really breaking down why people feel like it isn't fair and at least giving credit to that. We understand the world is not fair. That's just how shit go. But why do you feel like women are always screaming, hey, double standard, double standard, double standard?
Because deep down, it's like they wanna be equal and think everything should be 50-50. And it's like, they think they can do shit a man can do. Just is better or equal. So I think at the same point in time, like, I think y'all, when you win those women rights and stuff like that, I just feel like I get it, I understand. But at what point in time are you a lady? Because now it's kind of turning to some crazy shit. Like, I can make as much money as you, and then when a man don't open the door, they be like, well, where's the gentleman at? You can make as much money as me, and you can open the door.
Now, you know what? A lot of people might have a problem with that.
But no, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, if you listen, I'm saying you're picking and choosing when to be a woman, and then when to be equal, and then want everybody in the world to just know, oh, today I'm going to be a woman. Oh, today I want to be equal as you. I'm fighting just as hard as the boys. You understand what I'm saying? And then just expecting people to know it. Now, when you talk about the aspect of cheating, I'm going to just say this. It's looked at totally different. I'm not going to go the route and say because the woman cheated, she was a hoe. I'm not going to go that route. But what I will say is this. When women say that's a double standard, like, it's all right for a man to fuck two women in one day, and I should be able to fuck two men in one day. And that's where I bring back into that situation of when do you want to be a woman and when do you want to be equal? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't do both. You cannot be on that fence of I want to be just like you, but then consider me a lady. It don't work like that. Like, I'm sorry, y'all might feel it do, but it really just don't work that way. If I'm out somewhere, let's just say I'm at a bar, and I'm not saying every woman won't do this or can't do this, but I'm just giving the example. Let's just say I was at a bar, a random woman sits beside me, find her attractive, buy her a drink, this and that, and I just met her. And I'll take her right now, and I'll fuck her. I'll smash her. Take her wherever we need to go, this and that. Now flip that around and then put you at that scenario. And when I say you, I'm just saying woman. Woman sit down, this and that. are you gonna make that exact same movement of just meeting this dude in an hour and go fuck him just the same way that a man does?
Probably
you know
not.
what I'm saying? I'm not talking about
But there
the
are
sex.
women out there that would.
They are, but what I'm saying is, and I said that before I even mentioned it. I said I'm not saying all women won't do it, but I'm not even saying they can't do it. But I'm saying you can't be looked at the same way. If you look at a man and it was in the audience of someone else looking at that, you know what they calling me? They calling me a hoe. The women. Oh, he's a male whore. He's a hoe. This and that because I got this woman, took up this and that. So now it's in reverse. You cannot be saying I'm equal doing the same hoish shit I'm doing and not considered a hoe. Like, it don't make sense.
I think you have a point. I do think you have a valid point. And that's why double standards is actually a good topic, because that's a daily struggle, I think. But I think when we yell out double standard, I think it's out of defense.
Okay.
I think it's a defense mechanism. I think we know deep down inside that what we're doing isn't considered ladylike, like sleeping with 2 or 3 people at the same time, or you know what I'm saying, like beating you to the door. You know what I'm saying, like that is. My grandmother would say, "Hey, you need to you wear the skirt, he wears the pants."
Yeah.
And so I think
got a lot out here trying to wear pants.
Now look, I'm a very traditionally submissive woman, but I will call double standard.
Okay.
I will call double standard when a man clearly does something, and when his spouse does it, it's a big deal for him. Like, to me,
but what you gotta give me an example, because I'm like, what does that have to do with gender now?
Okay, all right. So let's say you've been very active on the friendship front. You have been someone who's advocated for, hey, if you're my girl, platonic friendships with men don't work. Okay? Mm-hmm. You being a man, you have some platonic friendships that are women. So why are platonic friendships okay for you as a man, but not okay for me as a woman? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm just putting that out there. That's not really a question that I'm asking you, but that's in the air. Okay. So for me, if my guy is on the phone with a platonic friend, I'm really not going to make a big deal about it. But I think I'll test the waters. I'll now be on the phone with my friend, and if he has an issue with it, that's when I'm going to say, well, wait a minute. This is a double standard. Of course, I'm going to hang up first. Hey, let me call you back, you know. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to make it clear that you were just on the phone with your homegirl for an hour. I'm talking to my homeboy on the phone for 15 minutes, and now we have a problem. That's the only time I'll actually call my spouse out or my partner out on a double standard, is if it puts me in a position where I'm being attacked. That's why I said me hollering double standard is more of a defense mechanism. It's like, now hold on, now you do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of women do that. So I didn't take you down that story road to have you really answer any questions about that. Mm-hmm. I was just giving you a scenario in which I feel women feel like they need to say, wait, you just did that. Mm-hmm. I don't think they really care that there's a double standard. Mm-hmm. I don't think they care. I think they care more about the way they're attacked when they do the same thing men do. We know we not being ladylike, but nigga, you just did that shit 2 days ago. Give me a fucking break. You understand what I'm saying? That's when I say it. I'm just speaking for myself.
Gotcha. I don't agree with nothing you said.
Of course not, because you never fucking do.
But I'm going to tell you why, though. I'm going to tell you why. So when you, and keep in mind, I did understand perfectly what you were saying, but in that scenario that you was talking about, that don't boil down to double standard at all.
How?
I'm gonna tell you why. In a relationship, like there is a hierarchy. So when the person is saying he set a rule, that ain't got nothing to do with that has nothing to do with whether it's your gender based or this and that, because they go both ways. And when you can look like that all you want to. When you and that shit go both ways. Like, I've seen shows where the woman is the hierarchy and she set the rules for the guy, and then the guy, hey, I can't smoke in the house. So that's the woman that set the hierarchy for like where it go. That ain't got really nothing to do with gender. So when y'all as women say, hey, you just did that, that's not the double standard that he pulling. Listen,
But it is a double standard overall. It's exactly
I'm the
what
king.
it is.
I'm the king of the house, and he's setting rules. You're violating the rule. The rule doesn't count for him. No king sets a rule that goes down.
I want to lose it right now.
No king sets a rule and then tells this person like what it is. And listen, y'all finna act because we finna lie. I already know what we finna do. We finna lie and that like hierarchies don't go on in relationships because that's what she gonna say, and she's gonna be full of shit before it even gets started. I'm telling y'all, each one of y'all in a relationship that y'all think ain't rules going down in your household, you're crazy.
You know what? It's a difference between having rules and abiding by rules and a motherfucker tightening up his belt telling you there's rules.
I didn't say
and that's
that,
what
though.
you just fucking did. No, that's exactly what you did.
No, I didn't.
Saying, oh, well, there's a hierarchy and it's my kingdom. You just tightened your belt.
Cool.
And just basically said what I said go, and the rule is for you, and it don't apply to me.
So hold on. So that don't.
And I'm a
you can have a problem. You can have a problem with it.
I'm a submissive woman, and I have a problem with that.
Cool. You can have a problem.
Attitude.
You can have a problem with it all day. Is it true? Is what we talking about.
What are you talking about? Is it true?
That someone tightening
Just
up their
because
belt.
it's true doesn't mean it's right.
That's right, and that's the problem that we talking about right there. See, the thing about chess is when you trap people and then you knock over the queen.
I'm not trapped though.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you how you trap. So the thing that you fail to realize in this is like I was giving the example just to the people to tell them that the reason those things go down in that relationship is because there is a hierarchy. I'm not talking about somebody sitting there saying this and that. And even if you say that, why are you getting offended? Because at the end of the day, I gave 2 examples because the hierarchy isn't always the man. So if you're saying I have a problem with it, do you have a problem with the woman that's also...
Okay, so check this out. Do women deliver that message the same way? Well, you know what? I set the rules.
Yes.
There's a hierarchy. I'm the queen. I'm up here. I wear the pants.
Why do you think they call y'all bitches? Because that's how y'all talk. Like, what are you talking about? You telling me you ain't never seen no woman on anything or any show, movie, or nothing like delivering those type of messages?
No.
Really?
It probably went over my head. I'm a very traditionally submissive woman, so I don't even...
I didn't say what you are. I'm saying
I don't even know women
on.
like what you're talking about. No, I don't. And if I did, I still don't believe they're walking in their household saying or reminding their spouses that they're in fucking charge. That's not running your household eloquently. If I were the queen, if I ran the kingdom at my house, I would be more eloquent. I wouldn't say, well, I can talk to my friend, you can't, and that's just what it is.
That has nothing to do with it. People run their kingdoms the way they want to. Just like the president of the United States right now doing shit and everybody out here talking about, oh, he's an asshole, this and that. Guess what? He running the country the way he want to. Can we do anything about it? Why would you want
to be an asshole, though, to the person that you love?
Don't try to skirt off of getting his ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish my point. You know what I'm saying? Trying to change the subject before I get to
why are you choosing to be a dick? Yes, you run it. Especially submissive women, we know that you run it. But why do you have to be that way?
But you're focusing on the only reason.
It's almost chauvinist. Almost. Don't y'all feel like that? It's almost like
I got it.
Throwback chauvinistic pig type of energy.
Got it. But listen, I only gave that example. I'm not talking about he's coming out saying that. Not talking about that. I was just giving an example of how it's being looked at in the mind of a man or a woman or whoever runs that household. I'm just giving the example of that's how it's looked at, is I'm the king and this and that. Because a lot of times when I see shows like that, or they'll show where they're like, hey man, wife wants me in at 10 o'clock. We only have sex once a month because it's her choice. That's her. Is the fucking queen setting down the house rule. I married you and you limit my limitation on how I get pussy once a month. What you mean? We won't seen them type of shows.
We have.
I mean, come on now. I'm not tripping.
Yeah,
I know it. So that's why I said, but that's a hierarchy. So it's no different than that go down versus the man saying, listen, it's not fair, but I don't want no man talking to you. That's my pussy. That's just what it is. You belong to me. And then y'all be like, oh, he said that's his pussy. And you know, and you just go from there.
I really hate you.
What? You know that's how y'all be acting, you know what I'm saying? When y'all be like, I like it when he get crazy, like when he get aggressive. I don't know why that shit turn y'all on, but I be like, you know, that's why motherfuckers
That's
being
another double standard though.
That's why motherfuckers be in bar fights and shit. Like that shit be turning women on. She's like, you know what? I'm taking him home and I'm fucking him.
Right, but see, that's another double standard we can talk about. Like when dudes do it, it's endearing and oh girl, he just loves me. But when a bitch do it, she crazy, she's annoying, she's stalking me, I can't do nothing. It's becoming that's another double standard.
I ain't trying to call the kettle black,
but you get what I'm saying?
I get what
it's
you're
kind of
saying.
like when we do things, it's looked at in a very negative light.
But I
Whether
will
it's
say this:
over loving our spouses, or you know, we just
And
when
I
y'all
think
do it, it's different than when we do it.
because us being drunk and fighting to y'all, it look sexy. You know, you seeing a lot of action going. You ever seen your women drunk? Like, I don't want to be associated with that. See it, take it home, like any of the above. I'm sorry, like y'all drunk actions are way different than ours. They just have different effects. You know, y'all getting turned on, we getting repulsed. It's like, hey, somebody come get Karen. like it's just one of those things. Like,
something is wrong with you.
what?
But do you see how something that how I could take something like that and just switch it? Something completely that you said was, hey, that's my pussy, I don't want you talking to men. When a man says something like that, there's no, oh, wait a minute, you know, this is unhealthy, none of that shit. But as soon as a woman says it, now we're in an unhealthy space and I look at you as property and all that bullshit. That's a really big, huge double standard. Huge.
It is. I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, that's why I said, like, even one of the callers was like, hey, when men cheat, y'all always expect to be forgiven. You know, when we cheat, y'all are done with us.
Done.
Like we made
Finished.
one mistake and this and
Finished.
that. And
that's a fact. But if you break down why, when we talk, sometimes we have pre-discussions. When you broke down why it is that way, I, as a woman, felt you. And I think you explained when a woman cheats, she is emotionally connected, and that's hard for a man to get over. A man could probably get over the fact that you sucked another dick, or get over the fact that you laid down with him. What he can't get over is 4 hours on the phone. How many times you lied to get out of the house?
Hard vision to get out your head.
I'm sure. But I think our discussion, you validated that the emotional tie to the person you're cheating with is stronger than the sexual tie.
And you're absolutely right, because that's the very first thing. I think, to be perfectly honest with you, I also think like that's the reason why women even ask the question. Like if you cheat, typically the woman's first question is, do you love her?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
Because if he love her, then you like, hey, it probably nothing I can really do, and that's where you choosing to go, and then that's where you go. But if the guy says no, then you kind of, you know, like, okay, he don't love her, so now what was it about her that got you over there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you flip that shit around for the guy, you know, that's a whole fucking lot different. See, as I prove, y'all are way better cheaters. And y'all maneuvering is just another level. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are baking cookies. Y'all got us down to a time where we hit the front door and shit like that. That allots y'all a certain amount of time to text, talk, the whole thing, and y'all map it out. So for the guy to process down, you had to go through all that, because most women, you ain't just meeting no guy, you just fucking them right away. That meant if he got that pussy, he worked for that shit.
He did.
And then he worked on it on my time. You know what I'm saying? So really at the end of the day, I want to know how the fuck this happened, and it's going to be real hard. And I'm going to be honest, like, I've been cheated on, and I'm going to just tell y'all from my standpoint, like, I do believe people can be forgiven, but I will say this. After even forgiving her, I didn't feel the same. Didn't feel the same. I didn't look at her the same. And to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't even have sex with her in the first week or half or so. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit for you to, like, digest. And even trying to work through all that shit, to be perfectly honest with you, we sat down and she was like, you know, could you forgive me? And I could forgive her. I just fucking can't forget. And those images, even, you know, they do the same thing y'all do. Images pop in your head and you just start thinking a whole bunch of things. And that's the only thing that I saw from her after that. And that's how I knew we couldn't be together. I would spend the rest of that relationship trying to get her motherfucking ass back. It's not gonna be on no playing
Get her back
field.
is you're gonna cheat on her now.
Yeah. So that's why my stance always be like, start over. You know what I'm saying? When a lot of people ask me about, you know, situations like that, I'll be like, start over, because now your relationship is like a battleground.
Well, that's clearly a big, huge double standard. Like, big, huge. Because if the other way around.
But no, I'm saying
and
that's
you
what,
had cheated.
I get that. And I give y'all all, hey, one thing I definitely give women, y'all some strong motherfuckers, because, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, my mental wasn't strong enough to keep her. To try to bury some shit in my head and be like, no, she, you know, she didn't suck his dick.
Has she ever forgiven you before? For something?
Yeah.
For cheating?
Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah.
you couldn't. That
shit rough. Shit rough out here. You know what I'm saying? Shit rough out here. But the thing about it, that's what I was talking about. That was one of the revenge fucks that I was talking about. So it wasn't really like, you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, I did it first.
So you didn't do it first. She did it first.
Yeah, she cheated, and then I cheated to get her back. Yeah.
But I think once both of y'all made that type of infraction, both of y'all, you should have learned how to forgive from each other.
But that's what I'm saying. I was unable to. That's what I'm saying. Like from the time that shit happened, I tried to get in my mind and say, you know, could I forgive her? But it's the images that just, you know, just the same thing that women do. Like me, I'm a person who I can remember shit. So once that go down, then your story will start to unravel in my mind. Oh, that time that you said at 8 o'clock you was meeting your girls. Like, I'm gonna start putting it together, and that's what I'm gonna be thinking about the whole time. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm unable to move through. And now I'm just pissed off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm a guarantee that I'm finna get her back.
Okay, so when a woman does this to you, and I'm very specific to this. So when when that happened to you, but when you do it to a woman, all the steps that you just went through in your head, you understand a woman goes through all those very same steps. Was this true when you were supposed to be home at 8? And did you understand what I'm saying? Like, because you're one of those people who
mine was a revenge fuck versus, like, I think the type of fuck you're talking about is the guy that go cheat. And, you know what I'm saying? Mine was a revenge fuck because even when she got to the point of, that's what she brought up. You cheated because I cheated. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't like she was in a position to, she could have been mad, but then the fight is just going to go back and forth. Well, I cheated because you cheated. Well, you didn't have to do that because you told me you forgave me. It's just going to go back and forth. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was just no sense of that. And that's why I said I give women a lot of props. Y'all bury shit. Y'all, it takes a lot for y'all, and I'll never take that away from y'all. So when a
woman makes a mistake and says to her spouse after he can't forget her, wait a minute, that's a double standard.
It is.
Why doesn't that make sense to you at that point?
I didn't say it don't make sense. I just said that's just what it is. It's like, I can't pretend, like, that's just almost saying, like, I don't know racism is on this planet. I do. You get what I'm saying? But like, if I go to a job and they look at my resume and they say, hey, you qualified this and that, and then the next guy come in and he white and he get it, I can't go to him and be like, oh, it's racism. You did that because he white. You know what I'm saying? I could just be speculating because that's not necessarily true. So I'm saying that to say this, like, just because we know that it's not a good thing, the way that y'all bury stuff and forgive and openness and that, I'm just saying, like, a man, I just feel like he's not built like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't get to the point to forgive her. I'm dealing with so much shit on what she did, and then by the time I even get to that point past that and we still talking, I'm mad. And I'm big mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now all I'm gonna think about is revenge. I'm not even thinking about trying to patch this relationship because I'm thinking to myself, all the steps that you had to do to get out the house, all the steps that you did to make sure I was gone, and lied and did all this type of shit to go fuck him. That's what I'm thinking about. A lot of times when guys fuck or cheat, that shit, man, I can fuck a girl and not talk to her ever again. Like, be
And
gone.
women can't.
And
Women
women
can't do
ain't
that.
like that. You know, I'm not
But
saying every woman.
I will say this:
I
when
need
you
some savages
meet,
out there.
if you meet a savage,
I want one. Bring that pussy here.
you do
One
not
night?
want a savage. Oh, you just want one night with a savage.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like when you meet a savage, you're turned off by a savage. Because you don't have your way with the savage. A savage is running that whole program. That savage is fucking you. Remember one of them early shows when I say a man can get fucked
Let me see.
and you disagree with me?
Yeah.
A savage will fuck you.
That's cool. They only fuck betas and alphas. Or a different story. You know what I'm saying? Omegas, they might get away with that type of shit. But alpha, that's why. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it is, you know, the savage and the alpha coming together just for that one explosion of, you know what I'm saying, of whatever it is that's going down in there. That's all I'm trying to say.
I cannot with you. It's time to switch topics. Let's go back to this person that cheated on you that you stayed up in a relationship with, because that's actually our second topic for this evening. Taking back your ex. Going back to a person that you broke up with. I can actually say that I haven't. I've never gotten back together with somebody that I broke up with.
Got dumped, huh? It's sad.
What are you talking about? I got dumped. I said I've never gone back to someone that I broke up with. What are you talking about? I didn't mean I got dumped every time.
Oh, okay. Every time.
The last person that I broke up with him. It was because I didn't want to be with him.
Did he cheat on you?
No, he did not cheat.
What he did?
He couldn't fuck me good.
Oh, okay. Violation.
Right. He wasn't giving me the D.
Gotcha.
Had to go.
Beta.
So I didn't go back. So
Okay.
I'm pretty proud of that, being the type of woman I am, because I'm not a savage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a savage in business.
Okay.
But in relationships, I'm not a savage. So I'm proud that I can go into this really relying on you to tell me some of your experiences, because you are someone who has been forgiving enough to take your ex back.
Really, at the end of the day, when you in relationships, it's like anything else. Like you in it for a long haul. Ain't nobody really trying to come out of a relationship just in that. And I was in this relationship for like 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, you know, relationships have different stages on this and that. And like most women, you say to yourself, like, should I just throw 4-5 years away? Or whatever, this and that. Like, it be sounding good at that point in time. You realize that, you know, it's all completely waste of time.
Right.
You know, but that's exactly why, you know, this person gets that. Because it's not like it wasn't like someone I just met. It wasn't a short amount of time, this and that. It was just one of those things. But I will say, and just like I said, that happened and I just couldn't forgive. You know, like I wanted to get rid of the 5-6 years. Some people really, you know, feel like they should move on and this person will change, or maybe they will change, maybe they won't change. Me, I didn't give a fuck about none of that change shit. Only thing I gave a fuck about was what she did, and that was cheat. I don't care about that 5-6 years. I'm not no woman. More power to y'all. If y'all can be with someone 6-7 years, 10 years, or whatever it may be, and you want to still continue to try to work on this relationship and change this person and do this and that. Like that, to me, I am a person that feel that people can give a second chance. But it just got to the point where, in my mind, I just couldn't. Mm-hmm. Every time I saw her, I thought about that incident. Mm-hmm. Every time a phone rang, you know, it's like...
Is that nigga?
You know what I'm saying? Is it that nigga? You know what I'm saying? Shit start, you know, you start looking at the person like, and that person's gonna start feeling like they under investigation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to the stove, you're gonna be like, stove.
Mm.
Now if I was a woman, you know what come out there. Oh, that where that bitch at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in my case, you know, I'm like the stove. Okay.
Right.
You know, everything sound questionable at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get some pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, Walmart sounds questionable. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Walmart. Everything just sounds
right. Everything sounds suspect.
Yeah, everything sounds. It's like you just ain't the same. So, because a lot of times in previous shows, you've often said like, "Hey, work on a relationship. Why do you just dump them this and that?"
Yeah.
And I often say
that's
like,
a little bothersome.
I'm not a woman. I give y'all all the props in the world. I tried. I'm just saying that shit just don't work for me. I can't be with no woman that done cheated on me and keep her around. You know what I'm saying? I need my pussy untouched. You know what I'm saying? The whole, at least as long as I had it. I want it untouched, pure, unsucked, unfucked, all that type of shit.
Unsucked and unfucked.
Yeah, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody better not touch my pussy. And that's just like what it is for me. And I'm going to have a problem with that afterwards. I'm not going to look at you the same. Any and everything is going to bother me, and we're going to end up in a lot of fights and a lot of questionable shit is always going to be coming up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think the same thing happened for women. I just think that y'all deal with the shit better in the simple fact that it's a man. Men can be real intimidating, and especially when they done got busted. You know what I'm saying? Like, a man ain't going to just yield because he been busted. That ain't happening. Women yield when they been busted.
Right.
They start crying and waterworks and I'm sorry and all that type of shit.
Right, because we feel generally that we've made
men be like, man, you better get out my fucking face with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we in the wrong, we in the right.
So your homeboys who, like, besides yourself, who, now wait a minute, first finish, like, how did that situation end itself? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
If somebody said to you, hey, should I take my spouse back? We've been together for 5 years. Being that you've been through it, what would you say to that person that's saying, hey, they cheated or whatever the reason is they want to leave? Because it seemed like you gave it a shot. You were one of those people. You're in the, I don't know, we didn't look up the statistics. But let's say 40% of all couples who break up get back together. If you're in that 40%, you know what I'm saying? Right now, you're a part of that 40%. What would you say to somebody who's in the 60% and they're now coming to you saying, "Hey, I'm trying to figure out whether I should take her back"?
I would tell them, do they believe in God? You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say that is because, are you a real forgiving person? Because that's who's gonna have to help you through this scenario. Sure. Jeez. Like, do you believe in God? Do you think He can take that pain and everything that you finna feel out of you? You know what I'm saying? Like G shit. Like, I'm gonna give you a couple of scenarios that people are not even really thinking about. Like, I've been on both sides of the fucking fence. I've been on the fence where I got cheated on, and I also been on the side of where a married woman cheated with me. And I'm gonna tell you something. Like, just now, I'm gonna tell you my aspect of it. Me being there and knowing that she was married, and I'm gonna tell you this, it's gonna sound a little crazy because you know I always gotta say it, but you know what triggered all this shit is that she was giving me head and still had her fucking wedding ring on. You know what I'm saying? And just in my head, I was just saying to myself, like, damn, man, that's crazy that this fucking woman is sucking my dick. Got a wedding ring on that some man bought. Probably something that you wanted your whole life for someone to do for you. Did that for you. She had kids with him. The whole nine. And you here with me. Trying to scratch an itch. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if I was him, I see why men be blacking out. Because to digest that shit is a whole nother level, and I'm on the opposite end thinking this. Yeah. Why she doing that? I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I'm like, you know, someone proposed to you, you accepted the marriage, went down the aisle, had kids, the whole nine. Y'all been in the house, and I understand relationships get stale, and you just want to see if you still got it or you know whatever, and need to scratch your itch. But at that cost, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the thing is, she even started moving a little different. And that's why I told her, I'm like, hey, we got to cut that out because, you know, the husband now is dropping her off because she just, I think women don't y'all move completely different. Like when
Once we
y'all
start
start
something.
fucking someone.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and y'all be thinking, even though I don't know why women be saying it, you don't ever pay no attention to me. Start fucking somebody and watch how much he start paying attention.
Yeah, because
he gonna
you
notice
doing shit different.
He gonna notice everything that's going on. You don't ever wear that outfit. You ain't been going to no gym. You ain't been working out. Like he gonna panties, sexy panties. What the fuck is going on? You don't do any of this shit. That means another nigga there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would just say to the person that wants to take their ex back, can they be a forgiving?
If they a forgiving
be a forgiving party? Because I can tell you
if
this.
they forgiving.
I can tell you this. I haven't broken up with someone and taken them back, but I've had incidents happen within a relationship that is worthy of breakup, and I didn't break up. I stayed. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you why I agree with what you're saying. I still, even though I didn't break up with them, everything they did still played in my head. I still wanted to do mathematics.
Oh, yeah.
Break it all down.
Square root 2.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And ask all the questions to make shit add up.
Yeah.
So even though I didn't break up with them, I still went through the motions. They just didn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And they don't go nowhere.
It turns into more, in my opinion, it turns into more of a toxic situation. Because you're so forgiving, especially for women. So if my friend came to me and said, hey, he did this, should I take him back? If this is the 4th, 5th, 6th infraction, I'm gonna say no. And I'm not a hater. I'm really not. And I don't want to come off
6 infraction, she should be able to figure that out herself.
I want to say this too, because a lot of women have strong girlfriends, okay, that have strong opinions. And
the ones that don't know nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been looked at as that female before, because in most cases with that girlfriend, her guy, when I'm around them as friends, I'm brolic, strong, outspoken, aggressive. So if she's having a problem,
like a wrestler.
If she's having a problem with her spouse and she comes to me, his first inkling is, oh well, shit, I ain't got no shot because Kana gonna tell her to throw my ass out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's actually the opposite. Because I'm a traditionally submissive woman. Mm-hmm. Most of my friends are traditionally submissive, and so we have those type of conversations. I'm really not on the other end like that nigga ain't shit. He need to go. That's not really the position that I'm taking. Mm-hmm. But I will say that if a friend ties me down with the same issue over and over and over again, in my good conscience, I can't say, girl, it's going to be all right. Mm-hmm. I can't tell her to leave either. Mm-hmm. But I can't tell a girl it's going to be all right. So I always take kind of the middle ground, as in, you need to do your due diligence. Because at some point, it's not about the guy that you keep taking it back. Now it's turning into, this is about yourself. You need self-help. Because I think you know before you make the phone call to me that you need to just dead that shit. Mm-hmm. And you're looking for someone to tell you, just hold on. Because, of course, he wants you to hold on. Your heart wants you to hold on. Your friend is, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you need somebody to be like, I don't know about this. You might need to check your situation. So that would be mostly my advice, because if the issue keeps manifesting, just as well as if it keeps manifesting in my mind and it's bothering me, it's being toxic to my spirit, and if it's manifesting in what he did over and over again. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of, to me, it reminds me kind of a situation that's only festering. I don't know a whole bunch of situations where, okay, we broke up, we got back together, and girl, we're married, we're on our honeymoon, we're traveling the world, and everything is just fucking great.
I mean, those things happen, but like I said, I think you gotta have God in you for that to actually go down. Like, I think that's why you don't really see, like, you and your homegirls or friends or whatever, this and that. Hey, y'all just being women. You know, a lot of men wouldn't have did what I did. And I believe it's gonna end
as in taking back someone.
Taking back an ex, yeah. Like, you know, that's a hard thing to swallow. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times. So, because, you know, hey, I'm quite sure, you know, some people have seen The Best Man and shit like that. Like, you know, the main character fucked a lot of girls. Mm-hmm. Did a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? And what did I just say? This whole time he thinking his girl was a virgin, and only his, and this and that. And then come to find out his best friend done smashed before he did. And his friend, even his friend, said, "Why are you mad? You smashed."
That's a double standard.
Everybody.
It's kind of like these subjects are kind of like intertwined somehow.
Yeah, he like you smashed, but guess what?
Not even on purpose.
That's what I said. And you saw what he had to do to get through that.
He had to get down on one knee.
He had to have the power of God. And what did I just say? You better have God on your side, because that you telling the man to swallow is a fucking lie. And that's why I gave that example. Even to get him down the aisle, even for him to even say the words "I do," he needed help.
So what do you think in for general consensus, if we take the subject of people who take people back, that don't break up, that stay in their relationships, would you say this is a majority of those people are strong or weak?
I don't think
I would say strong.
I don't think it have anything to do with neither one. What are you saying? If they take them back? I say
strong. If they have the ability,
I'm saying,
what's
the results? You're saying if
they take them back. I think a person that stays in a relationship.
Oh yeah. I would definitely say strong. Strong. My bad. I was just misunderstanding what you were saying. No. I would definitely say. Strong. I said I give women all the props in the world that they are a lot stronger than men, because for one, men are egotistic for one. So just our egos being bruised like that from a woman cheating on us, it's gonna be hard to come back. I'm not saying you can't. Some can.
Well, let me tell you something. I feel like the line is fine. This is why.
The what?
The line is fine, meaning it's very thin. Mm-hmm. I had a friend of mine who I was talking to, and I was like, I really beat myself up for staying in an abusive relationship for 10 years. Like, I'm a weak person. And he said, hold on. Like, you got shit twisted. Like, you're not weak at all. Like, the fact that you stayed and had to manage that situation for 10 years, and your love for him, you felt like was what it was. Mm-hmm. That's a sign of a strong woman to me. And maybe, I don't know if he was trying to make me feel better, but he was. He was making me feel like I wasn't weak. Maybe that's just what I needed to hear in the moment.
I think that's what you need to hear, because I would tell any woman, I'm not calling them weak, I would just tell them to get the hell out of Dodge. Like, managing to get your ass whooped. Hey.
But we're covering all scenarios now. Not all people who break up got cheated on. Some people who broke up got black eye to show for it.
That's cool.
And that's why there's a lot of reasons why people break up.
Assuming that's a woman, so that's why I say I give y'all a lot of props. You know what I'm saying? Getting, beat and abused and verbally abused and stuff like that. Like, hey, I totally get it. And that's why there is a double standard with that. But to take your ex back, that's just, hey, if you can do it, that's fine. But I just think it's going to be a battleground from there. And even the person that cheat ain't even going to feel all that comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's going to get dissected a lot of different ways. They're getting looked at funny. They feel that they getting looked at funny. Like, it's not something that has to be said. It's noticeable.
I think the situation is going to boil down this for me. I'm always
You're a woman, though.
I'm going to always go back to motivation. In our last episode, we talked about men who fail their women in bed. And the one thing I kept focusing on is the motivation behind fixing it. Mm-hmm. I think that in a situation where you're questioned with staying with somebody or breaking up, I think what has to be evident if you're making a good, wise decision is the motivation behind the person that wants to stay. Because if my mind, I'm like, okay, well, you need to get your shit and just go. Mm-hmm. The other person who doesn't want to break up needs to show up and show out. Whether we're talking about something as basic as a bouquet of flowers or something as major as let's get married. I know that's on two separate sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, sure the fuck is.
But I'm just making examples of grand gestures when you know you fucked up. You understand what I'm saying?
But I think everybody makes
that's what it will boil down to me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna show you where them gestures get you on the side of me. If you cheat on me, I don't know what gesture you could fucking do, and I ain't talking about it's gonna be the typical shit of trying to give me sex or this and that. But I don't want the sex because you just gave it to somebody else, so I don't want that shit. Now you gotta get your hands off me.
27 virgins and you wouldn't forgive?
You pulled 27 virgins in 2020. I do anything that you want me to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's happening. But hey, you can do that. Pussy fairy, I will call you. Damn bad. You know, but it's a lot. It's a lot to swallow and get through that shit. Like that shit ain't, you just women. I don't know where y'all go, but I'ma say for the guy, and this is the most honest shit I'ma tell you. She said that on the day she cheated on me was the day I was the nicest to her. Be like, no, my bad. After she cheated on me, the day after I was the nicest to her. So
it made her feel like shit.
Yeah. So you went and cheated last night, and then that day I just was doing everything and this and that, and she was like, that made her feel like shit. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if subconsciously you knew something was up.
Nah, I'd have broke a skull. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't say that.
Shit. We gonna play? We gonna play games? Like, I'm not one of these motherfuckers, boy. Like, I mean what I say. Hey, it is what it is. But I keep telling you, they get the right one. Like, hey, if you want to take that risk and gamble, you know what I'm saying? Some people do. Some people take risks. I see that shit every day. You know? Some people just hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? Some people just hard-headed. They like to test limits. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you,
so they gotta be. You had no idea.
They get no. I didn't have no. But you typically don't have no idea when a woman is cheating. That is the overall problem of when it comes out on the back end.
That's why it's so bad.
That's why it's hurting so bad.
So much
because
deception.
you're saying you have to at some point in time say to yourself, like, how in the fuck did I not see this like coming? That's the problem you're gonna start having. The times you miss her sneaking out. How, like, cause the same questions asked, but they at different levels. Like, where the fuck were you at this point in time to be fucking him? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now this shit is like your world is upside down. It's almost like the Matrix. You done took the red pill and boom, this is the real world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to swallow that shit, you are digesting that shit. And whether y'all believe it or not, men are mental too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really want to ask the questions, you know what I'm saying? So the questions that we kind of leave off start popping up in our head, you know what I'm saying? And that's why.
So you're saying all the questions that you didn't ask
pops up in my head.
Are now.
Yeah. Them hard questions that you just, because women will say, they say the same shit. Like, it was one time, I'm sorry, it just happened. You can ask me anything, this and that. And you giving me access, but you didn't give me that access before you went and fucked them. You supposed to give me that enough time to shut it down.
Yeah.
Now on the back end of it, I ain't really trying to hear anything because now I'm eternalizing shit. And like I said, I can get to the point where I can forgive you, but then I'm gonna get to a pissed off level, and I'm gonna be real with you on this. How I knew I was mentally had checked out is I was in 48 Laws of Power. Like, this how bad I wanted revenge. And anybody that read 48 Laws of Power know what I mean. Like, I was ready to destroy this woman mentally, soul. I wanted everything broke inside of her. That's why it was no reason for us to be together. I was not on no level of forgiving her on that. I was in 48 Laws of Power trying to put shit together on how I wanted revenge. Seriously.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
So you stayed with her just to take revenge out on her? I'm trying to figure out.
And that's why I said I checked out. That's why I'm telling you.
Why not just break up? Why
not? Because I wanted my revenge. It's like, and it sounds petty, but I am petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted my revenge. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, for people that can take people back, and if it is a woman, hey, I give y'all props. But if you wonder why, because the question was kind of like, well, why do men view it? Because it's a double standard. You want me to take you back and you cheated, and I get it and I understand it. But you also a nurturer. Some of the things that you even said today on this show are from the view of a woman and how you can forgive and this and that. Mm-hmm. Like, when a man is shattered, hey, it's hard to put him back together.
Okay, and this is the thing. and I hate to play devil's advocate here, but that's what I'm here to do.
Okay.
Like, the first thing a man says to a woman when he fucks up is, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. Mm-hmm. Okay? But when you get hurt, when a woman does the same shit, that's nowhere in sight. And I don't hear a lot of women often say it. I know I do. I always use the tagline, I'm not perfect. But I don't know if that's a tagline in every household on every woman. I know that I use it because I really do feel imperfect. But I know men use it all the fucking time. All the fucking time. So when it comes down to taking someone back, why don't you just keep that in mind? That same line that you have used since you were fucking 6.
Let me tell you something. That shit sound good. You know, but I'm gonna say it's easy. People often say what they won't do. You know what I'm saying? How you was raised and stuff. You know, stuff like that. Like people who grow up their whole life and say I'll never kill somebody, and then behind a car one day and then kill somebody. Well, you said your whole life you wouldn't kill somebody.
I think
that was
when
an
people
accident.
say stuff like that, they just mean they wouldn't.
But what I'm
murder
saying
someone.
is an accident that happened, but it doesn't mean that you ain't take somebody's life.
Right.
Because guess what? Even though it was an accident, guess who you gonna have to see? His mama, his dad. You gonna have to explain that shit, and it's gonna feel the same way. It's gonna feel the exact same way. You're gonna feel, even though it was an accident, it's gonna feel fucking shitty. And at the same point in time, that's how it feels to the man. I hate to compare the two, but it's like someone took a truck and went straight through you. And sometimes you just can't recover from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, more power to people that can, but I don't want to say it's harder. I definitely don't want to give that impression. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying women, y'all strong individuals to be doing that shit, because me as a man can't do it. I just can't do it. It's just a rough one. And if we do, we're always going to be in a shady place. Always. Like, moving forward, the skies are always going to be great.
You have a very strong belief. I feel like you believe exactly what you're saying.
I know.
But
I definitely believe what I'm saying.
When the shoe is on the other foot, this is nowhere around.
I wouldn't want no woman to take me back, though. That's just the thing. That's why I've been adamant on leaving. Because I don't want even if the shoe was on the other foot, I don't want no woman to take me back. You know why? It's because now, like I said, now we in a gray spot. So me, her, even though I did something wrong, just because I'm wrong, I'm still a man. So you is not gonna fucking degrade me. You know what I'm saying? Or no shit like that. I'm going to the store. Oh, that bitch there. I'm not hearing none of that shit. I am not on the trial no more. If that shit come out, everything better come out now. You better say what you need to say right there.
And you have a very strong opinion about that, and I don't want to go down that road because it deserves its own topic. Mm-hmm. You have this thing with you, whether when you fuck up, when you make a mistake, after you talk about it, a motherfucker can't go back down that road no more. Well, no, sir, it don't work like that.
I did not say that.
Yes, you have that mentality. Like, I fuck up, you forgive me, you can't bring it up no more. You've said that 1,000 times on this show. You can't bring it up no more. You can't ask the questions. You can't do none of that shit. You have said that before.
No,
you have said it.
I have
you
not said
have definitely said it.
I have not said that.
That women keep bringing it up. Once it's dead, it's supposed to be dead. You shouldn't be asking no more questions about it.
But that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm talking about what other people say.
What do you mean?
I've never spoken from no personal experience or nothing like that. Like, what are you talking about? If someone
I'm not saying, but you just made the statement. The overall statement that if you forgive me, bitch, you forgive me. Like, you can't bring
but
it
that's
up no
not
more.
me saying that. That's me talking about a topic. That wasn't me, my personal feelings.
I doubt that very seriously. But we want to know what your personal feelings are. So make sure you like,
sauce, y'all.
share, and comment down below. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, and Twitter at Kana Lassiter.
Hey, holla at your boy, man. It's 51 Spade, Alpha Male God. You can find me on both platforms, Instagram, Twitter. Hey, go to the relations page, subscribe. My website, if y'all trying to get some of these shirts, Alpha Male God Creations. Peace.